Well, here we go. I'm pretty sure when I was 15 years old, taking my driver's test or getting my permit, this is what I imagined driving as an adult would be. I am here. In the front seat of my car is Sauda Namir, Burlesque star. In the back seat, Kevlar B Lightning, Burlesque star. And Big Daddy. He's Daddy. Really, he's a master of ceremonies. He's just a master of all things. And he is face painted and kind of creepy looking. You kind of made the kids nervous on the street tonight.
That's the goal.
Well, mission accomplished, sir. Well done. We're going to start this podcast recording here in a second. Before we do, I should acknowledge our sponsor, Boost Mobile. And Kevlar, are you going to read the sponsorship this week?
I will. Switch to Boost Mobile, where your taxes and fees are included on all plans. Plus, get 2 lines with 3 gigs of 4G LTE per line for just $50. All on a fast, reliable Sprint nationwide network.
There it is.
Yeah. Boost makes it easy to switch, and switching makes it easy to save.
Damn right. All right, hand that over. Job well done.
That was
Thank
great.
you. Brilliant.
I've always wanted to read the fine print on one of these. I don't think Boost expects me to do this on the podcast, but I've always wanted to do this. Offer ends 11/2/17. Primary line is $50 with second line $0 per month. The total sales price includes the charge for 1 services and 2 taxes and fees. Required 1 line to port in. Lines include unlimited talk, text, and data. Once high-speed data allotment reach speeds reduced to 2G speeds until next plan cycle. Coverage and offers not available everywhere. Restrictions apply. All right, so here we are. We are eating ice cream tonight. I have Burlesque stars eating ice cream in my car. Really, it's an embarrassment of riches happening here in the Mazda 3. And Big Daddy, you chose the place, didn't you?
I did. We love George's.
George's in Andersonville on Clark.
I have, and if you actually go to their Yelp page, you can read a review of their peanut butter sundae that I took almost 4 hours to write once because I was attempting to amuse myself with a Yelp review.
That's a long peanut butter sundae review.
It was a significant investment.
He does not mess around. He takes this stuff very seriously.
And it won Yelp Review of the Day when I wrote it. So
Well,
that's what you 4 hours of your time you trade it in, you get a little start next.
There's something for your mantle. All right, so what kind of ice cream did you get? Sada, what do you have there?
I have the Exhausted Parent with brownie, and it's got bourbon in.
Well done.
Yeah,
it's bourbon espresso, right?
bourbon espresso ice cream. It's really, really
Good
rich.
Stay up to get home.
Yeah.
Grande Padre in the back seat. What do you have?
I'm rocking a Superman sundae with strawberries, whipped topping, and a delightful cherry on top.
And for the folks at home, what's in Superman?
That is vanilla, black cherry, and blue moon.
That is a great combination. That's
It really is.
That's a postmodern Neapolitan is what that is.
It is.
All right, so Kevlar, what do you have?
I have what I think is the best concoction.
Can you hold it up as best you can? Because it looked so ridiculous when you got
I'll
it.
spin it a little bit. It's a little melted. Also do a little tip for you. It is the Snap-O-Lantern, which is a spiced pumpkin and ginger snap ice cream. And on top is their all the time year round Zanzibar chocolate, which is a nice rich dark chocolate. And then I put marshmallow cream on top. So if you're looking for a fun Halloween sundae, I got you.
That's it.
Ooh,
No.
spooky and delicious.
I also got the, what was it, the Snap-O-Lantern? I like pumpkin in the fall. I'm a basic bitch. I don't mind saying it. I got pumpkin, and I got the peppermint stick. I love peppermint stick ice cream.
You're playing with 2 seasons right there.
I am. I'm really just jumping right into fall and winter. I love, this is delicious ice cream.
Yeah.
It's chocolate shop ice cream.
It's
There are
like
a couple-
CVS. You have Halloween and Christmas going on at the same time.
But the chocolate shop ice cream, there are a couple locations. There's one in Edgebrook over by Devon and Central where they sell this. It's amazing. There's one in Skokie too. Best ice cream I've had.
Also, fun fact about George's here that I like. Last summer, they raised their employees' pay to $15 an hour. I think it ended up with being like less than 30 cents per item raised all across the board. But they wanted everyone to know, like, hey, the reason you got 30 cents more per ice cream is because we're paying our people a livable wage.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just thought that was a great little bit of extra information.
Yeah, because you want them to be happy. Their job isn't easy. And they probably go home with ice cream hands, like sticky hands every night,
I'm sure.
which doesn't feel good. All right, so let's talk about Peep Show while we're here on Facebook Live.
Sure.
Big Daddy, is this your creation?
Well, it's a group creation. So I'm very lucky in that I work with some very talented people, and we decided that we would like to work together on a new variety and burlesque entertainment. And and I'm very grateful that they have come in and lent their talents and their drive and tenacity to the project. So it's brand new.
We had 2 shows.
Yeah, we only have 2 shows under our
So this
belt.
is it. Like, we're at ground zero for this production.
Correct.
Thankfully,
This
most
car
of us,
eating ice cream tonight. We're here at the precipice of what will become this huge thing.
definitely. And
So
it's
big.
really great because all of us are well-seasoned performers. We all know our craft really well, so it makes coming together a whole lot easier. It's not like we're figuring everything out brand new. It's figuring out everything out together and how we work as a group.
I want you, if you're looking on Facebook right now, and if you're listening to the podcast, I apologize. Everyone in this car is dressed up for a burlesque production, except for me. We were in the ice cream joint, and Big Daddy wanted to take a selfie with all 4 of us, and I didn't even want to take a picture because I just stuck out so much. It looks like I was superimposed over a picture of you 3.
We should have put like at least some glitter on your eyebrows or something.
We should have used a filter and given
Or
them a
pasties.
crown of flowers or something.
Yeah, speaking of glitter, that my front seat, my passenger seat is toast, right?
It's never going to be the same.
Sauda is wearing a purple, a very, very fun dress there.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I like the flower, very nice touch.
Adorable.
Talk to me about burlesque stage names. They're interesting, they're fun. They're not as fun as roller derby names.
They can be. I mean, I think
That
mine's
depends.
pretty great.
Well, I think you're right in that there are some great roller derby names, but
Absolutely.
yeah, you'll hear some great burlesque names, especially in our community. There's some really creative people.
All right, so tell me where Sauda came from.
Sauda? Sauda Namir means dark kitten. So,
In what language?
in Persian.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, Kevlar B Lightning. Now, I should actually, before I have you explain, Kevlar B Lightning
Yes.
is the curvy cutie with a bulletproof booty.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
What a tagline.
The curvy cutie with a bulletproof beauty. So why Kevlar B Lightning?
It's really funny. Is when I was creating a stage name, I was kind of like Kevlar. It's an incredible fabric. I'm an engineer by trade, so the material science behind Kevlar is really fucking cool. And if you don't want me to swear, you gotta tell me now.
We're a little
I
late
knew
for
what
that.
I was getting into here.
Okay,
Let's
good to
be
know.
clear. Yeah.
So I always thought the word Kevlar kind of sounded like a name. It kind of sounds like one to me, and Kev is really cute as for like a nickname. And so I picked that first, and trying to find like a last name that fit. I did a bunch of like name generators on the internet. I did like a burlesque name generator, but I didn't like any of those because I was like Von Kitten, Latisse, and I'm like, I don't want that. That's not who I am as a performer. I'm not Kevlar Von Teese. It's not who I am.
No.
So I kept looking, and I think Lightning popped up as one of the names. I think on like a rave kid generator, like name generator. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I kind of like Lightning. I thought about it for a while. The most interesting thing is the B. The B stands for bitch. Because
Wait, now,
bitch is my middle name.
Big Daddy. If you can't see this here, if you're listening on the podcast, Big Daddy's shaking his head with enthusiasm there.
Yeah, I was just noticing to myself that, of course, the engineer went through a trial process to find the end product.
My God, that's
using
true,
a
isn't it?
variety of sources, so her training came into play.
Nerdiness is the sexiest quality.
Yeah.
It is.
Is that true? Because Big Daddy and I were talking about comic books before you girls came in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Talking about graphic novels and single issues. Yeah, we were getting deep into it. Yeah.
Nerded out.
As a lady, I
we
always
can
believe-
keep going.
I always love the idea of people are like, oh yeah, danger's my middle name, and as a woman, I'm like, no, bitch is my middle name.
It's
So if someone ever yells, bitch, I'm like, yes, that's my middle name. How can I help you?
See, again, these are the differences between me and all of you. My middle name's Daniel. Nothing exciting about it.
Well, that'll come in handy.
It's
If anyone
okay, I gotta
yells
pick mine. So
Daniel at you on the street, you could say, yeah.
Let's take a step back. Burlesque is such a big presence, such a big scene here in Chicago. Your individual starts in burlesque, and we talked about this a little bit as we were waiting for ice cream. But I guess to the microphone, to the camera, how did you start in burlesque?
Well, way back, many moons ago, I started in hot and heavy burlesques, tributes to horror. And that was put on by Viva La Muerte, who has since moved on to Vegas, and she's a wildly successful entertainer. I really like horror, and I was pulled into
Stop
burlesque.
right there. Favorite horror movie?
Favorite horror movie?
Yes.
Of all time ever?
Of all time ever.
Can I just pitch my own?
Yes.
Good answer.
Let's get to that, but first tell me the one that you're not in.
Okay. Favorite horror movie of all time ever. I'm gonna say. God.
I know.
There are so many. See, because I really, really, really like old horror movies, like
Mine's
Cabinet
really
of
easy. Like my
Dr.
favorite.
Caligari.
Mine is the original Halloween.
Okay.
I watch it every year. It's not like the best, like in terms of like any single thing, but I just love watching
You
No.
got Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasance. I mean, that's great
Yeah.
stuff.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It is. I really like old horror. I'll watch monster movies all day and all night.
Like all the old Hammer stuff, the Universal
Oh,
stuff.
absolutely, yeah.
All right, so your movie is?
Okay. If I have to go new, I'm just going to say...
Your actual movie.
Yeah, I'm going to say Dig Two Graves is my
Dig
favorite
Two
horror
Graves.
movie.
Available for streaming on Netflix.
It is not.
It is.
Dick Two Graves. If
Dig.
you look up Dick Two Graves, you get a whole
That's
different
a
movie.
different movie.
Don't look up Dick Two Graves.
Dig Two Graves.
Dig.
When you embark on a journey of revenge, dig Two Graves.
Ooh, that's good.
Yes, I'm like over here like wanting to like applaud you, but I'm like, there's a microphone in my face. Don't clap in the Don't clap in the microphone.
Just
Careful
snap
there,
it.
Kevlar.
Just snap it,
I'm
Kevlar.
like golf snapping over in the corner for you.
Big Daddy,
Yes.
do you watch horror at all? Do you have time for...
I'm a sensitive lad, and
And a fancy gentleman.
fancy gentlemen. Fancy. You got to watch out for fancy gentlemen, though. They could be sinister or wonderful, or both, really.
Or both.
So I actually, when I was a kid, I used to have like really intense nightmares from horror movies. So I couldn't really watch them. But as I've gotten older, obviously I've outgrown that, and so I'm starting to discover them late in life. One of my favorites was The Devil's Backbone by Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
Because that is an atmospheric, creepy. It's not about necessarily, even though like there's gore porn. I mean, that's definitely a thing and it's out there, and that's a whole other genre. I liked the ghost story of Devil's Backbone and how it playfully teased all of that out before the end reveal. So
I'll tell you, I mentioned this on the podcast before. One of my favorite movies from the past 2 years, I like those movies that are slow burners, where just the creepy sense of dread and foreboding just keeps building on itself. Another movie on Netflix called The Invitation, which is horror, thriller. Have any of you seen this?
no.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm like, let me listen.
I'm gonna.
All right, so
Noting that.
basic concept, it's a dinner party, and a guy is invited to his ex-wife's house. She's throwing a dinner party, and all their old friends are going to be there. The guy takes his current girlfriend. He has trepidation about it. He's not feeling really good about it.
Well, yeah, it's your ex-wife's house. That's weird.
Right. They get there, and everything on the surface looks normal-ish, but things progressively get a little more curious and uncomfortable, and he starts to think like, well, maybe I'm the asshole. Maybe I'm reading the room wrong. Things go completely out of control, and it has, I swear to God, the best ending I've seen in years.
Wow.
The Invitation.
Wow.
And it's a slow burn. It's not
Nice.
an immediate payoff. It is a gradual...
Now I know
just-
what my evening plans are.
I'm telling you, Kevlar, you'll love this. It's such a great movie.
Does it have like a Hitchcock pacing?
Yeah, it's not... It requires your attention, but the guy, I wish I knew the actor's name. He is so great as... He represents us. He's the only one who's not nuts in the movie. And you just kind of watch him go through it. It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
All right, so back to Burlesque. You got your start.
Doing horror.
Right. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. I tangented us with my horror burlesque. And now
No,
I
I took
dabble.
you. I
That was a good tangent, though.
Uh-huh. All right, Kevlar, when did you start?
I started about 4.5 years ago. Mine is actually a really weird story. I was in college and I decided I was going to help the brand new feminist theater board. So the theater board kind of like works together, tries to put on plays and stuff like that. And I was their technical director, and we were doing one play, and we're like, well, we need a fundraiser for it. How do we, what do we do to fundraise? And the director of that play was like, well, my mom's a costume designer in LA, and she recently did a show about burlesque, and, made a bunch of costumes for it. I, did this history paper for one of my theater classes on burlesque. Why don't we do a burlesque show? And we found one student at the college who did take classes at Godzilla. One was a dance major, and the other one, she was like a theater vocal, trained student. So they were our directors. I put in air quotes because you can't see that on the radio. Yep, I realized that.
Air quotes, directors. Air quotes. End quotes.
So I think the first year we had about 20 students. And we took about 2 months, maybe 3. We did classes. We had some professionals come in and talk to us a couple times. The first year I had a solo act. I had a group number I was in, and I was the host of the show. So we can say I enjoyed it. Since then,
So were you fearless going into this?
kind of, yeah. I was like, well, this is a new thing. I love collecting skills. And so I was like, yeah, I'll do this. I'll figure out what this is about. And I enjoyed it a lot. This last year, they had me come back and do some classes this past spring. And I think they got up to about 110 students participating.
That's huge.
Yeah, it was great. Most of them were group numbers with like 6 or 7 people in it. So
Yeah.
Well, and that, I'm sure, creates a sense of security and kind of cuts down or
Definitely.
limits the fear factor if you're up there with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And Sauda, that was your experience when you started, right?
Yeah, I started with some group numbers and duets. It's a lot of fun to dance with someone, so I still do a lot of duets now with my current partner.
It's funny, me and Sauda are actually thinking about making a holiday duet. Because right now, Peep Show has a lot of just solo performers. We have a couple duets, but most of us are solo performers because most of Chicago, burlesque scene is you get hired, you come in, you play your music, you do your act, you're done. So most people just have their solo numbers because that's the way, it's the easiest way to get out there to get paid. But now that Peep Show started with our troupe, we want to develop something new, something different, something that involves more people. So we want to do a duet because we're both like, you know what this show needs?
More
Group
atmosphere.
number.
Yeah.
I support this entirely.
Right.
It's a fantastic idea.
I think this is the first he's hearing.
Yeah.
By the way, we're going to do a group number.
I'm on board 100%.
It's really at least a duet between the two of us.
Yeah, for sure.
Sold. We didn't mention, did we, where Peep Show plays?
Oh, well, I would be happy to do that for you. Why, Peep Show is available on the first Saturday of every month at the Playground Theater, 3209 North Halstead at 11:49 p.m. Tickets are available at www.bimbamburley.com.
BimBamBurley.com.
Yes.
BimBamBurley.com.
And since we were talking about horror, you're taking a Halloween-type theme next month, right?
That's
Yes.
true. Our show is called Crypt Tease, or Things That Go Bump and Grind in the Night.
Got it.
Sauda came up with that tagline, which is wonderful.
Things that go bump and grind in the night.
I
Yeah.
can't say it without shimmying.
I know. What you can't see on the podcast is as he's saying that, me and Slaughter are both like shimmying.
Shimmy, shimmy,
Yeah.
We're just like, yes, bump and
Well,
grind.
and what you
in that.
can't see also, Kevlar is wearing, what kind of dress are you wearing?
It's sort of a gown, but it's also like a wiggle dress, kind of. It's skin
Yeah,
tight.
come over. Get
I'm gonna
get close to me.
I'm really like try to shout into the the
Yeah.
microphone.
Here,
Okay.
I'll get over. I'll move.
There's a lot of cleavage going on.
I didn't even
God
notice.
bless
You
America.
didn't notice? Oh, I'm not doing my job then.
You'll get it out there.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, and so this actually, it's one of the very few pieces of burlesque clothing I have that I didn't make myself. This is a Glinda from Pinup Girl Clothing
Lovely.
in the shade
Gorgeous.
Ivory.
I gotta
Super
say,
pretty.
I think you're both very tastefully dressed.
I feel bad though that I didn't wear something I made.
That's okay.
It's still,
I was
still
like, oh
fits.
man, I should have promoted myself by wearing
Girl,
something.
when you wear it, you make it.
I didn't make this necklace though.
Don't say that.
That's super
Oh, it's
pretty.
very stunning. Very stunning. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Facebook Live, thank you for watching. We're going to keep recording this podcast. This podcast will be available on carconcarne.com the week of the 25th. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Say bye, everybody. We're also going to eat ice cream.
Bye, everybody.
It's important to eat ice cream when the camera's not looking.